Today's stop loss cluster video update for the 25th of February for the QuasiDB service. S&P chart's interesting because we're actually creating a higher low. As you can see, the prior low is quite a lot lower than today's. It's not exactly done that one, but yeah, you can see how we didn't break that low. So this could be interpreted as being quite bullish. We are undergoing a little bit of a wick to the upside. What will be very, very interesting if we do break this trend line. So if you get H4 chart, just like draw a line on the candle wicks. If we break this, we'll break ML1, and then we'll probably have a bearish conclusion to February, which really, considering the month that we've had, it having a little fall, little decline, probably be quite like normal and natural. So do keep an eye on that break, especially if we break ML1. And so just have a look at that. Sentiment is saying to buy dips because at the big picture, the guys are selling it, the retail guys. But we did see a bit of a chunk on the 24-hour difference. So if they do keep going long, these the stum herd, then this is going to fall. Okay, and obviously if this falls, it's going to impact everything. Like no exaggeration, every one of these currency pairs is going to be impacted by this because Forex is risk sensitive. Well, the majors are because of the dollar and the yen. So yeah, keep an eye on that trend line break. Just going to look at Euro Pound because this was a long signal, like a trade recommendation last week, and I was saying to wait for this trend line break and to buy above MS2. The idea originally was to have a nice tight stop, and I did get stopped out here, so it's a good job I did because that was actually quite a big fall. Just goes to show why you need good risk management. And then I had an order to buy at MS2, which triggered. So I am going to move my stop ahead of entry, and so I think because the pound is very, very volatile and cruel, it could come down and take it. However, the bubbles are in alignment for this to come up because the euro is strong and the pound's weak. And especially if the pound bubble goes up and it travels north, that's going to really help this. So I think what will probably happen, it might come down and take my stop, tiny profit, maybe a little retest, and then we'll have a bounce. But we have broken this trend line, okay? And we'll go through the currency pairs now, and hopefully these load, because I've had to make a second version of this video where the stop loss clusters simply didn't load at all. 85.02, and it was quite annoying, as you can probably imagine. So I think I could be getting a Windows update or something bizarre. It's very, very slow. 83.41, signal saying to sell, and you'll note that the signal is saying wait. No, the signal is saying not saying to sell, it's saying to wait. Hence the egg timer, and a lot of these have got that egg timer. Just say sit on your hands. So that's something I noticed when I made the video last time. We are a buy at the sentiment, but signal saying to wait. So I think we might come down and get that stop loss cluster, but it's very small, and in fact they're both quite small, to be honest. AU, it's that wick, which is corresponding to the S&P wick, if you remember at the beginning. And it's not loading the stop loss clusters for Aussie dollar, which is a bit weird. It loads all the other currency pairs, but not this one. So the old one was 79.04, and I assume this is still valid. It looks like it's valid. 78.44, wait, and we're a buy. EA, now we know that the Euro bubble's strong, and we know that the Aussie bubble's weak, so there's that move. And the guys were very, very skewed on my FX book, so those guys got rinsed out and they got stopped out, and because of that, we saw that bounce. So 154.65, 153.65. And this is going to be incredibly interesting, this monthly pivot. This is the level of interest for you if you're trading USD. Because if we break below monthly pivot, which I think could be quite likely at the moment, looking at this, then it's going to set the precedence for all your dollar pairs. Especially because the Dixie as well, because the euro is a big, heavy component. So the one above is 122.50, one below is 121.47. So there's 100 pips difference, but the level of interest is 121.79, and I think we're gonna fall below it. So that's a case for a strong dollar, and if we've got a case for a strong dollar, then we should be getting risk off. But it should be good because we need a healthy pullback because the S&P has just been going berserk. So that's your level. GU, one above. I'll just have to do this because it won't load otherwise. 143.11 and 139.84. Wait, buy. But this guy's going long here, the average guys. So they went long up here above MR3, which is a bit silly, to be honest with you, because MR3 is just, you're being overextended here, technically, but yet they went long. So that could be punishment for those guys. And I think what will happen, the dollar bubble is going to come down and the pound bubble is going to go up. If so, this could fall, hundreds of pips. So we'll have to wait and see. Especially keep an eye on that movement. If they carry on, we'll come down. NU, wait, buy. These guys are getting absolutely squeezed. So we could see, we should be coming down because it can't move any further. And there's just not much liquidity left on that little amount. SLC, I'll just click my middle mouse button to get that data. 7469 and 7357. Like I said, wait. Yeah, you're at yen saying that as well. The SLC 130, this is just above the high. You can understand why they've got it there. SLC below 12877. We are a buy. Likewise, they're getting squeezed, so it should be coming down. Yeah, so I have to wait and see. I mean, they're selling it, so that's that bullish move. All the way up there, it's ridiculous. Pound yen, 15051, and God, it's 14697. Hugely wide stops. So again, wait. So it's definitely a sit on your hands day tomorrow. I won't be trading. I've got that euro pound trade, which hopefully is going to continue. But if I get stopped out, then I'll just call it a week. SSC above is 10651, 10574. We are a buy. Wait. And again, yeah, dollar CAD. This is definitely a good indicator. Get it from the starter pack, just because you want to get things, your technical and your sentiment to align. This gives you a very quick, one-glance view of what's going on. SSC is 126 on the dot, and 12455. It's going to be quite likely. You find that SLCs in round numbers, they tend to get targeted because just because the crowd like round numbers, so they're sort of like ripe for picking on, I suppose, like school bullies. So then we'll go to the dollar Swiss, and it probably won't load, so I'll do the click. 91.01 and 89.97. Remember I was saying in these videos earlier on in the week, technically we're a buy because we're above monthly pivot, so it would be a buy the dip opportunity. And so even though it might have been sentimental sell, when it still is, technically we're okay because we're above monthly pivot. Okay, and gold, so we should be falling because the signal's saying to sell and the sentiment, it's bearish, and these guys are holding on to their longs all the way up there, 1838. So what will happen is it will fall, and then these guys will get punished, and then obviously when they get absolutely rinsed and destroyed, then we'll come up. So I'm starting to think everything is just a stop hunt, and it's just incredibly cruel. So your level of interest, if you are trading gold, is 1783, and your support below is very, very far away at 1718. So I've been holding this for a while, short, and I'm just going to hold it. It's a long-term play, and if you look at the gold-silver ratio, that's indicating silver strength over gold weakness. So that could be a nice little play there. So it could be like a nice confluence for more weakness, especially if you look at the sentiment and the signal. Moving average trends all bearish apart from the 1 minute. So I'll wrap up now, and congratulations to everyone who messaged me today with their winnings and their profit that they made. Do remember not to overtrade, and you guys who have messaged me did overtrade and over leverage, so do be careful. Over the weekend I'm going to send out some articles about risk management and a very good article about R multiples, which I do recommend that you read. By looking at your R multiple, it basically enforces you to have a stop, and you respect that stop. So if you have like a R3, then say you've got a 20 pip stop, your target would be 60 pips. But the key to having the R multiple is you don't move your stop. If you do, it invalidates the system. So I'm going to send that out over the weekend. I recommend that you read that, and I'll find something online that you guys can read. But it's important that you don't overtrade, because what will happen is you'll just simply, something will happen and you'll have a big chunk of your account. And especially if you're using not small stops, and you've got like fairly medium-sized stops. So do be careful and reduce your risk as well. And be careful on Friday, because it's very often the casino effect where the retail guys get paid. And then on Monday they come quite optimistic, and they put money back in the machine, and on Monday they get screwed. So it could be just sit on your hands tomorrow. As we saw on all these pairs, the signal is saying to wait. So bear that in mind. Have a good weekend, you guys. I'm taking it easy tomorrow, just £1, and if I get stopped out, that's fine. And have a good one. I'll speak to you tomorrow.